Miss Smith, Teacher of the Year at Blockchain High School, 1500 Martin Luther King Drive, Anywhere, USA. Miss Smith is loved by her students, she's loved by her parents, and she's loved by the faculty. Miss Smith is just great.
Good morning, class. I am Mrs. Smith, and this will be a 90 minutes class today. Today class will be on the crypto assets XRP and how it acts as a bridge currency.
Mrs. Smith.
Will, I hope you will try and be very patient today. Please hold your questions to after the discussion, unless the class is asked for questions.
Mrs. Smith, I will try and be patient today. But I do have a lot of questions, Mrs. Smith. I want to tell the class about some of the things that I already figured out.
Will, I am very impressed with your interest and participation in my class. So the very first question will be for you. Now, XRP help facilitate cross-border payments. Can you think of another coin that does something similar to XRP? Maybe like a sister coin?
Thank you, Mrs. Smith. Yes, I can. I know another one.
That's great, Will. You obviously have been doing a lot of research in advance. So please share what that coin is with the class, Will.
Mrs. Smith. It's the Golden Gate Bridge. It facilitates payments between San Francisco and Oakland.
Good morning, class. This is a 30-minute class today. So write all your questions and submit them for discussion tomorrow.
But, Mrs. Johnson.
We are only taking answers to the handout you were given for today. Again, write your questions and submit them for tomorrow.
But, Mrs. Johnson, all my answers are in the form of a question.
Will, there will be no questions once the class start. No exceptions.
Mr. Brown, then one question before the class start?
Okay, go ahead, Will. One question.
How can I get money to buy XRP and XLM?
Sell the 2 junk cars you are driving to the salvage yard. Buy XRP with one sale, and XLM with the other.